pardon, dolls. I seem to be up around the time the rooster crowed, but I suppose you know what they say about summon. I didn't mean to wake you, especially when I know better than anyone how you're burning that candle of yours from both ends, but I thought that you might enjoy a task of pleasure, or leisure, of some accompaniment to the farmer's market. I noticed your shelves looking mighty bare the last time I dropped in, and I figured to myself that maybe you need a little bit of that woman's something, if you know what I mean. So, what do you say? Oh, I see. Somebody else has been feeding you in the meantime? Is that what you mean to say when you say that? Because curiously and curiouser than that, that's what I heard. And I've been hearing quite a lot lately. I did hear that Charlotte's been in a mighty amount of need as of late. Lot of fences that toppled over, or livestock that got loose. Wedding rings sent down the drain of the sink, but you know who hasn't heard about all that? Chuck's husband. Ain't that a kick in the head? I mean, the scandal of it. A married woman pursuing the single most honest, hardest working single in town. Your name has been on a lot of people's lips as of late, and I don't know if it's in ways that agree with you. I say. Maybe I'm just blowing everything out of proportion, but gosh and damn it, I just happen to think your integrity is worth more than a slice of pie. It's why I had to check on you. And, naturally, ask you to market. Well, maybe the market thing is a little foolish, but you hadn't heard all that I heard. Everyone knows that Chuck's husband's back has been a little hinky since the last frost, of course, so naturally she needs the help every now and again, and of course asking her husband to accomplish a task that he's unable to do, or worse, telling him that she's got a younger thing flitting around at her service is off the table. Not kosher, but I don't know if I should say. I mean, rumors is rumors after all. It's probably not the sort of thing an upstanding citizen like you should be forced into squalor just to hear about, of course, but it does involve you, so I figured you'd like to know. Do ya? Does ya? Well, I'm not allowed to tell yas who told me what or who or why, but they told me after somebody told them, after Charlotte made them cross their heart and hope to die before spilling these kind of guts, that she's planning on asking you to the harvest festival at the end of the summer. Oh, that's right, you knew. I think I've gotten so used to seeing you out and about that I barely even hear the city slicker in your accent any longer. The Harvest Festival in August is one of the biggest events of the entire year. It's not just about the food, it's about the labor and the laborers, and it's a hell of a thing to see. There's drinking and dancing and music, and it's an event, I assure you. Well, one of the superstitions surrounding the whole ordeal is that if you ask someone to join you, they'll be joined to you for life by the time the next harvest festival rolls around, if it's truly meant to be. Oh, it's just supposed to be kid stuff, sure, but ask anyone in town and they'll swear up and down and all around by it to the point you'd think they're teaching you how to pray all over again. My parents had their first date there, and Charlotte had hers with her husband, and well, I just have always found the whole thing rather pleasant. I'm sure if somebody asked me, they'd be perfect for me. A wondrous half born to make me whole as I was born for them, but nobody has. A tragic tale, but I sing it anyways. Though, never mind my stupid, deprived, achy heart, though. I hope you understand what I'm laying down here. Dare I say, I think Chuck is taking advantage of your city slicker ways to slip you the knot, whether you know it or not. And how does that make you feel, to know of her treachery? That she'd be willing to lie and cheat if it means she worms herself further and further into your already bleeding heart. You already have so much love you're willing to give, and she would divine herself worthy of scooping it all up. The nerve, I'd say. Is that truly the kind of woman you'd wish to associate yourself with? 'Cause if so, I find that I can be far more sneaky than anything I can imagine her coming up with. Oh, I kid, of course. I kid, darls. It'd be a sad, sad world out there if we didn't let ourselves kid every now and again. It's just up to you to decide. Oh, don't worry your fuzzy little head with all those details now, dear. I can make matters rather easy for you, in fact. If you go with me to market, arm in arm, I'm sure any rumors about you, the homewrecker, and Chuck, Miss Hell on Heels, can be brushed off as a simple misunderstanding. After all, nothing stays secret in a small town for very long. You're a decent, moral sort of citizen, and hopefully not so stupid to blatantly two-time if you were having an affair with a married woman as is. Meanwhile, I'm the town darling. If you were on my arm, you could be a leper and they'd still love you. Doesn't sound half bad, eh? And besides, I don't think you should be eating any of the eats she made for you anyways. They say the way to a man's heart is through his stomach, and well, whether man is really the right word, I don't like the idea that she might attempt to expedite the process through the fourth and sixth rib if I truly gave her that angry inch. Now come along, sugar. If you's really looking for nothing to fill your pantry, do me this good turn and I'll guarantee you get your reward served to you on the finest china I own. Daylight's a burning after all. Wouldn't any more ears be lit ablaze, now would ya?